All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking a story that, looks simple at first glance, but underneath, it's got this incredibly powerful message about curiosity, about rebellion, and about that constant search for truth. We're talking about Samad Behrangi's The Little Black Fish.
So, our story kicks off like a lot of great tales do, in the deep dark. It's the longest night of winter. This immediately sets a classic fable-like tone, pulling us down to the bottom of the sea.
And down there, an old fish is gathering her family around her. And it's a huge family. We're talking 12,000 children and grandchildren. That number alone tells you this isn't just some casual bedtime story. Nope, this is something important, a piece of culture being passed down to an entire generation.
And what's the story about? Well, it's about a hero. A small fish who just wasn't satisfied with the world the way it was. This is a story about someone who dared to ask questions. Okay, so let's meet our main character. The little black fish lives a pretty standard life with its mother in this little pond. But inside, it's feeling this deep, nagging dissatisfaction with just swimming in circles day in and day out. And this right here, this is the question that sparks the whole journey. It's not just boredom, It's a really deep philosophical question about the whole point of existence. Is this all there is? Or could there be something more out there?
And boom, here's the central conflict, laid out perfectly. On one hand, you've got a little fish, driven by this desperate need to explore and understand. And on the other, you have its mother, who represents tradition, this idea that the world is only what you can see. It's that classic battle between curiosity and just sticking to the status quo.
So how does the community react? Well, not well. Not well at all. The fish's questions are seen as a threat. And get this, they use scholar and philosopher as insults. They mock the fish, they threaten it, and they even try to blame its ideas on a friend who's already an outcast. That, right there, is the price you pay for thinking differently.
But even with all the ridicule and threats, the little black fish makes a decision. Knowing the truth is more important than fitting in. And just like that, the journey begins.
But here's the thing. The fish isn't entirely alone. A few of its friends, they actually get it. They see the value in these questions. They admit the fish has awakened them. This is so important because it shows that even when one person leaves, their ideas can stick around, planting seeds of change for the future.
Everyone is telling the fish to just be reasonable, to accept things as they are. But our little hero rejects that and takes a literal plunge. That waterfall, that's the point of no return. It's the leap from the world you know into the great, scary, wide unknown.
Now, this journey down the river is anything but a straight line. It's basically a series of encounters, each one a test and a lesson. It's all about shaping the fish's understanding of this much, much bigger world.
The first creatures it meets are these tadpoles, and they are the perfect picture of willful ignorance. They make fun of the fish because its reality doesn't fit into their tiny little worldview. They've never seen anything outside the water, so for them, it might as well not exist. Sound familiar?
Next up, a critical lesson. Not everyone who acts like a friend is a friend. A crab tries to trap the fish with smooth talk, but then a wise lizard comes along and offers real help, warning it about real dangers. This is where the fish starts to learn how to tell the difference between deception and a true ally. And the lizard's help is absolutely crucial. It gives the fish practical tools to survive. A warning, a weapon, and maybe most important of all, knowledge. The lizard tells it about a group of fish that works together to fight back. And this introduces a massive idea into the story: collective resistance. The idea that together, the small can actually take on the powerful. So this next part of the journey, this is the climax. After dealing with ignorance and deception, our little fish is about to face its biggest challenges yet. But it's also getting so close to its ultimate goal: the sea.
And just like that, the lizard's warning comes true. The fish, along with a few tiny fish who are inspired to follow it, get scooped up. Suddenly, they're trapped in the pitch-black darkness of a pelican's pouch. This is it. This is the ultimate test of everything it's learned so far.
Now, the pelican, this symbol of overwhelming power, doesn't just use brute force. It uses a cruel mind game, a classic divide-and-conquer move. It promises the other fish freedom if they'll just turn on their leader. But the little black fish is a thinker, a strategist. It comes up with a trick. The other fish play along, telling the pelican they've dealt with the meddler. But the pelican, being a tyrant, betrays them and swallows them anyway.
So now our hero is left all alone, forced to rely on its own courage and that tool from its ally. It pulls out the dagger and cuts its way out, escaping the trap with pure wit and bravery. After escaping and finally reaching the sea, the fish has this profound moment of clarity. It's not about its own survival anymore. The focus has completely shifted. Now, it's all about its legacy, the impact that its life or even its death could have on everyone else.
So reaching the sea was the goal, right? Well, it's not the end of the story. The fish has one last enemy to face, and what it does next will seal its legacy forever.
It gets captured again, this time by a heron. But now, it's not just fighting for itself. It's fighting to save someone else. It pulls off a trick to help a tiny fish escape. And then, it makes the ultimate sacrifice. It stays behind and destroys the predator from the inside, making sure it can't hurt anyone ever again.
And just like that, the story is over. We pull back from this epic adventure to the bottom of the sea where the old fish is done talking. And almost her entire audience, nearly 12,000 of them, they just go to sleep. The story just washed right over them.
But not all of them. Out of all those thousands who heard the story, one was different. One was really listening.
And this is where it all lands. This is the powerful ending. One little redfish is wide awake, not just thinking about the story, but about what it means, about the possibility, about the sea. The little blackfish might be gone, but its legacy is alive and well, planted in this one curious mind that's now ready to start its own journey. And it leaves us with the real question, doesn't it? What is this new fish going to do?